Hi guys, so I was going to leave this Valentine's Waterfall Hearts manicure on through Friday since that's National Wear Red Day, but unfortunately at work today I managed to break both of my thumbnails while I was moving a chair. So you can see my left thumb was a full break, which actually is pretty rare. And my right thumb, I think the reason it wasn't a full break was quite low. That's actually, into the nail bed and was quite painful. So I just slapped some glue on there to keep it from flapping around while I was at work. And I decided that since I still have the tip of my nail, I would show you guys an option for fixing a full break. So the first step of that is of course going to be to take off my nail polish. So on my nail I'm just going to do that as usual, and on this little nail piece I'm just going to basically wrap that up in a cotton ball dipped in polish remover until the polish is all off. So of course you don't have to repair a break when it happens. If you don't mind having uneven nails, you can go ahead and have one shorty. If you want to hack off all your nails, you can also do that. But I think you guys know that's not a real option for me. You could wear one fake nail. You could go get an acrylic nail. But I have repaired a full break a couple times in the past. And honestly, once it's glued and patched back on there, it feels just like a regular nail, which I prefer over a fake nail or acrylics. And at this kind of shorter length for me that I've currently been maintaining, I think it should only be 3 or 4 weeks before even this break is grown out. So I'm going to take off the polish and then I'm going to show you guys patching both of these nails. And the difference between patching just a tear or a crack and patching a complete break. After removing the polish, this break on my right thumb is actually quite a bit worse than I thought. And I'm actually a little surprised that it didn't bleed when I broke it. But this type of a break, where it's, into the meat of your nail, below the quick, right on your nail bed, is the type of break that I basically learned how to do patches for, because you really couldn't cut this type of break off even if you wanted to without doing yourself worse injury. And once you learn how to do patches, it's kind of the natural next progression to use it to fix something like this if you so desire. So you can kind of see here, if I get at the right angle, that I haven't done any buffing or filing at all. You can still see the different layers of my nail where it broke off, and that's going to make it easier to glue on. So you can take the tip, and I find it easier sometimes to just use a tweezer. It's slightly easier to grip. You can basically line up with where it broke off and fit it back together. And this is a little bit awkward to do right on camera, but that's basically what I'm going to do, is apply a little bit of glue and then hold that into position until the glue starts to dry, and then give it some time to dry. So the glue's dried and you can see that's on there pretty well. Wouldn't want to go, being real rough with it, but if you really didn't have time to do a patch, you could certainly just glue it on if you wanted to. But patches will last several weeks. I've had both of these nails patched several weeks. I actually redid this one, but this one I think is about 3 weeks old, 2 or 3 weeks. And you can see it's still looking pretty good. I'm not sure if you can even tell on camera that it's patched. In the interest of full disclosure, I'll also mention I have a break here on this ring finger I'll be patching, and I'd actually forgotten about that till I took the polish off. And I'm not sure how well it will show up on camera, but if you can see on this nail, it's not actually broken, but it looks like it's cracked. And what happened is that the corner bent, and it's like that very top layer of the nail broke, but the bottom layer didn't break. So that's created a weak spot. I'm debating on whether I'm going to patch that or just reinforce that with some gel. But I'm going to be using my normal patching products. I've got my silk wraps, and that's this container. Sorry, you guys can see the reflection of my light there. Get these at Sally's. My current gel that I'm using is a lightless UV gel, since I do not have a UV lamp. And then to dry it, there's a gel cure spray. And the gel doesn't come with a brush, so I just have an old polish brush. So if you'd like more detailed step-by-steps, you guys can check out my first 2 patching tutorials, but I'm just going to fast forward through the rest of this bit. So there's the finished product, and you can notice that this nail has a little bit more texture to it than this one. I did a little bit of buffing on this one just so you could see the difference. I think it comes from the cure spray, how far away you are when you spray it, but generally it doesn't show up after you add some base coat, whether or not you buff it. And just to reiterate, I do mention in my other video, which will be linked in the information box, this particular gel and the cure spray are some of the most gross, toxic nail products I've ever used. Make sure to work in a well-ventilated area, but I think it's definitely worth it. Like I mentioned, patches will hold for several weeks, and these 2 in particular I have no desire to redo, so I'm going to be very careful with them. Probably be removing my polish with non-acetone remover on these 2 nails. When you want to take the patches off, of course, you can just soak them off like glitter polish with pure acetone. But I'll continue to do my naked nails updates before my tutorials, so you can watch the progress on these 2 as they grow out. I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. And even if you don't need it now, you may need it in the future, because you never know when you're going to be a gigantic klutz and break a nail. Like I said, both of these were moving a chair, which sounds like a totally easy task and turned out not to be. But, let me know what you think, if you've tried patching your nails or if you have any other questions. And as always, thanks for watching.